is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So for today, we are doing what I tend to do best. We're gonna cocktail it up. So it is about cocktail o'clock, margarita o'clock, white claw o'clock, whatever you want to call it. I have my little white claw pillow back there. Currently on Pinterest, trying to find an angle for this year's cocktail video. And here's what I'm thinking. The not so scary party, to no one's surprise, unless you live under a rock, is not happening, but it doesn't mean we can't have our own. So what I'm thinking is that all the cocktails are going to be Disney themed, but they're going to be Disney villain themed. I'm going to get a little bit of help from my friend Pinterest over here, and I will also share my version of them on my Pinterest, which if you're not following on Pinterest, I have a fall board up, and I have the movie list and the bucket list and all the pictures from my bullet journal. Listen, I love Pinterest. It's about time that I actually start posting my own stuff on there to help you guys out. So we're going to cocktail it up. I'm going to make a trip to the grocery store, the liquor store. I'm going to need things, all sorts of things. And I also want to go to Michael's and get goodies there. So we're going to do all the things. We're going to get some glow cubes a-flowing, some whipped cream, some Jello. It's going to be fabulous. And we're going to watch some good spooky movies and get our drink on. I also need to find myself a drinking game. A Disney drinking game. All right, let's do this. If this is something you want to see, and it better frickin' be something you want to see, then just keep watching. All right, let's jump into this. So the very first thing I did is went onto Pinterest, got a little bit of ideas, and I headed right to the candy store, the grocery store, and the liquor store. So I got as many Halloween candies as I could. There really were not that many Halloween themed candies this year, so it was interesting. And then at the liquor store, we got some different types of not only like spooky, cute cocktail bottles that would go really well on the bar cart, but also stuff that was pumpkin themed and just things that I knew would go really well for these spooky, not so spooky cocktails. So I got home, put all this stuff out on the counter. So I ended up going to the grocery store and getting a couple things like Jello and whipped cream and just all the accoutrements that I knew that I would need. And every single day during cocktail hour, we turn on Hallowishes. It kind of becomes a tradition. We also stopped by Michael's when we went to the grocery store and got some last minute goodies. Michael's is officially, I feel, over Halloween, and they've moved on to Christmas, so they did not have a lot left, but it is what it is. So I got a bunch of stuff on discount, and then I had to start with a margarita. You knew I had to, but everything in this entire cocktail video will be Disney themed, Disney villain themed, so I've got you. So the way that I make a margarita is always a smoky Mezcal Margarita. But listen, we needed a salt air whipped topping. So if you've ever been to Jaleo's at Disney Springs, they make a salt air. You need sucro to make their version. I didn't have that, so we used an egg white. You can also use the liquid from a can of chickpeas, fun fact. So some lime juice, I just used some fresh lime juice in a bottle, and then oh, by the way, I had on cocoa, which is so perfect for this because it is a cocoa themed margarita. So we put in some mezcal, some ancho chili raised liqueur, topped it with some bubbly, and then this is that salt air. So there's salt in that foam, so you don't technically need to rim the glass, and it is Ernesto de la Cruz's margarita. How cute, right? And then with a little floating eyeball, I thought it was perfection. And some decor all around. We've got our first drink while watching Coco. How perfect. Now, you're forewarned, we did not have a movie for every single. I did not watch a movie for each cocktail, but the next one, absolutely love it. So I got this cute cake frosting stuff that you just heat up in the microwave, and because the glass is chilled, it will set instantly. So the green with then some Pop Rocks in the drink was so good. So we did some Malibu, some coconut, daqua. I will have all of the details of every single recipe down below. We needed a little bit of blue curacao in there. And then this Pop Rock candy was so perfect because this is going to be like a sea witch type of Ursula drink. And the flavor of the drink is very like grape flavored. So there's some grape candies at the bottom. Listen, these are very sugary, delightful drinks. It's Halloween, y'all. Like, we're getting this together. So this is the Ursula drink, and I topped it with a little glow cube. So I had a bunch of glow cubes left over from Disney, which I thought was perfect. Next, this is in like almost a long shot glass. So it's kind of going to be like a flight type of sipping drink. Absolutely delicious. And this is not like many years where we didn't really make the drinks. We made the drinks, you guys, with actual alcohol. Fun fact, previous years, there was a lot of food coloring that went into those drinks. This is real. So Andre and I tasted all of these drinks. This is called Zero's Flight, and it is with some French vanilla liqueur. So it's basically a martini with a cherry in it. And Andre really liked the Ursula drink. He's a tough critic, you guys, and he was liking it. It's pure sugar, that's why. So I also got these Jello molds at Michael's, and I thought that this little measuring cup, I'll link the measuring cup if I can find it. It was off of Amazon. I hadn't made Jello in so long, you guys, but I figured this could be delightful. So half hot water, and then the part that's supposed to be cold water was straight up alcohol. So I had some orange vodka, which went perfectly with this, and I just used the rest of what I had left over in the measuring cup, and then I filled the rest with the orange Jello. So it was just orange on orange. There's a theme happening here. This took forever to set Jello. You guys, I did not know that it took hours upon hours to set Jello. Please tell me if there's something that I'm missing or if you know how to set Jello faster. So this is very much a take on a Thanksgiving / Christmas side. These Jello molds did not work at all. I'm gonna use them for ice cubes later, but this is literally a side at our house, not with the alcohol, but we put this on turkey. I don't know if that's a French Canadian thing or if everybody does that, but you put a little bit, it's supposed to be sour cream, but weird. This is a cocktail. So whipped cream with the orange Jello, some maraschino cherries. I'm pretty sure that Americans do this for Thanksgiving. It's kind of a take on this, but Syndrome with the orange hair, right? We're theming it. This was so delicious, but it's one of those drinks that will hit you really hard because it was really strong. So good. So this drink here is actually inspired by Disneyland. So they serve a version of this drink in the parks in Disneyland when it's open. But I've got you because, again, we're doing our own Not So Scary. How perfect is this candy apple? I did not make it. I bought it at the store, but I just thought it was absolute perfection. So you need a coupe martini glass if you can, and it really helps to have a poison apple ice cube, some butterscotch schnapps, and there's a bunch of different apple stuff in there, but it's a poison apple teeny. I use a filler of apple cider because I don't think just having a straight up martini of that, it would be really strong. So that's my version of it. Now we needed more glow cubes. So this glow cube, I actually got it in Pandora at Disney World, and it went perfectly because it almost just looks like worms and like, listen, there's a whole theme here. So I made this one with peach schnapps. It's supposed to be made with melon liqueur, but in Canada it's really slim pickings. So I will give you the actual recipe, but this is an Oogie Boogie cocktail with all the worms and all of the green goodness. Absolutely amazing. Now listen, this could be, you guys, I decided to love Game of Thrones. This could have been a White Walker, but it's a Hades drink. So all blue curacao with some whipped cream and some Pop Rocks on top. And now this is like just classy. So we used that same icing and then a straight up martini with vodka and a splash of cranberry juice for the original Bone Daddy martini. Oh, and I actually added a little bit of lime juice as well. So it's kind of like a Cosmo. Then we needed snacks because this is a Not So Scary party after all. So we have candy, we have snacks, we have all of the things. We set ourselves up with all of the cocktails. And fun fact, this drink, there's a lot of fun facts in this video. This drink holder, the original one, is from Trader Sam's. Trader Sam's. And I wanted to make a shrunken zombie head. So I got these cute tiki glasses that are kind of like the shrunken zombie head at Trader Sam's. And I have the full recipe with there's like 3 different types of rum. But because we're doing Disney villains, I needed to figure out a way to make this a Disney villain. So we're making it like a Pirates of the Caribbean drink, right? So perfect. With a glow cube in there. Love it. Okay, next up is inspired by one of my all-time favorites of favorites, Miss Vanellope Von Schweetz, but she is not a villain, so we had to come up with something similar. It's a magical cotton candy drink. It's so good. If you've never had a cotton candy martini, I live for it, but King Candy is the theme of this one. I had way too much fun doing these. All right, and last but not least, this one you need the Breville smoking gun to make it, and it's fancy. It's like a real like men's drink. Listen, ladies, you can have it too. This is Andre's favorite drink. It's actually a Negroni, and with a couple floating eyeballs, very like voodoo. Love it, and the smoke, right? This is one of my favorite villains of all time. You gotta pay attention when you're doing the smoke because I stopped paying attention and then the smoke escaped from the dome. So with some glow cubes and a little bit of smoke and some magic, I feel like the Shadow Man, this is like everything. So again, I will get you guys all of the recipes. Most were inspired from Pinterest. I had a couple myself, but I figured this would add to your Halloween spectaculars. We do have a part 2 coming that will include Andre, some drinking games, some food, and all the things. But if you guys enjoyed this, definitely give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you are subscribed as well as following on Instagram for all the behind the scenes and all future videos. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, dudes.